The last Confederate statue owned by the city of Richmond has now been removed from its pedestal. It was at the intersection of West Laburnum and Hermitage Road. It posed a challenge to the removal of all the city's Confederate monuments because the Confederate general, A.P. Hill, is buried at the site. Buried there in 1891, the statue dedicated the next year. CBS 6's Brendan King is on the city's north side, where he talked to some residents and one of A.P. Hill's descendants about the removal and its significance. Brendan?
After more than a century, Cheryl, General A.P. Hill no longer towering over the city's north side. Look at the action behind us here. The intersection is blocked. There's a tower, a crane rather, trying to attempt to lift the rest of this pedestal off the ground. The statue is down, so part of the granite pedestal. They're now grinding into the stone to reach the general's remains, and it's now forever changing the landscape right here in the former capital of the Confederacy. More than 130 years in the making.
I just really wish my grandparents were here, in particular my grandfather.
A small group gathers at Laburnum and Hermitage Monday to witness crews take down General A.P. Hill, Richmond's last standing Confederate statue.
Well, I think with this being the last one to come down, it's just kind of a full circle moment for me. Amanda
Lynch's daughter is Ava Holloway, one of the ballerinas featured in this viral photo on the steps of the Lee statue on Monument Avenue.
For us to have been so involved in the process of the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020, but then also the removal of the Lee Monument, to see this being the final chapter of this part of Richmond's history come to a close is just nice.
His remains are underneath that monument. I just want to make sure they're removed respectfully. And I drove 8 hours straight here from Ohio.
A.P. Hill's descendant, John Hill, calls this a tough day and fought in Richmond Circuit Court to stop the removal.
Well, I went September 29th to testify, proved my lineage to Hill, showed him my family tree information, and they denied it and said that that belongs to the city, even though that was paid for by the Hill Monument Association and A.P. Hill's family and friends.
But in the end, the judge sided with the city. Hill's remains will be sent to Fairview Cemetery in Culpeper. City leaders want Hill to go to the Black History Museum alongside the other Confederate monuments. Well, the statue will now go to city storage. And if you set aside the fact that this is a Confederate monument, drivers tell me that the statue's placement right here, smack dab in the middle of this busy intersection, is just too dangerous. So what is next? Well, crews, as you see right now, working to remove A.P. Hill's remains that I'm told are in the base of the pedestal. I'm told that they're going to try to continue all the work until it's complete. So it's unclear exactly how long these road closures will happen or will stay here at Laburnum and Hermitage. But Cheryl, we will certainly keep you updated throughout the day as Richmond's last remaining Confederate statue comes down in the city of Richmond. Working for you, I'm Brendan King, CBS 6 News.
Thank you, Brendan. Mayor Levar Stoney was at the site there this morning. The mayor saying today's removal is a milestone moment for Richmond. He added that at one point, Richmond was one of the U.S. cities with the most Confederate statues. With A.P. Hill being the last to go, Mayor Stoney says Richmond is now ready to move on.
So this wasn't just 2 years of work. This was 100 years of difficult work. And I'm proud that we've now arrived at this moment in our history. And now that we can turn the page and focus on lifting more people up, becoming more inclusive, and creating a place that everyone belongs.
And with today's events, we took an in-depth look into the history of A.P. Hill and the statue that stood at the intersection of Laburnum Avenue and Hermitage Road. Ambrose Powell Hill was a U.S. Army officer who served as a Confederate general during the Civil War. He was born in Culpeper, Virginia, November 9, 1825, died April 1865 when he was fatally wounded during the Third Battle of Petersburg. During the Civil War, Hill served as the Lieutenant General of the Third Corps of the Army of Northern Virginia. He led the Army in the battles of Gettysburg, North Anna, and Cold Harbor. 25 years after his death, his remains were relocated from Hollywood Cemetery. In 1892, the A.P. Hill statue was unveiled in the city of Richmond with the remains of Hill underneath. The statue is actually the third resting place for Hill. Shortly after his death, his family had him interred at a cemetery in Chesterfield County. 2 years later, in the fall of 1867, his remains were moved to Hollywood Cemetery. And in 1891, the Hill Monument Association moved the remains to their present location. The remains of AP Hill are now set to be moved to a cemetery in Culpeper. The AP Hill statue removal comes more than 2 years after the first statues were torn down in the city by protesters in the summer of 2020, as the country was gripped with protests against racial injustice and police brutality following the death of George Floyd at the hands of police in Minneapolis. We created this timeline for you of when the controversial statues in Richmond were taken down in the city. On June 9, 2020, the Christopher Columbus statue in Byrd Park was torn down by protesters. The next day, protesters toppled the Jefferson Davis statue on Monument Avenue. On July 1st, the Stonewall Jackson monument was taken down by crews hired by the city of Richmond. The Matthew Morey statue on Monument Avenue was taken down the next day. The following week, on July 7, 2020, the Jeb Stuart statue on Monument Avenue was taken down. And the Soldiers and Sailors statue in Libby Hill came down the next day. Then, almost 1 year later, July 7, 2021, the Harry Byrd statue at Capitol Square was removed. On September 8, 2021, after several lawsuits, the Robert E. Lee statue on Monument Avenue came down.